This is 1282 of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. As I mentioned, yesterday's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Israel is back in war with the active war with the enemy in Gaza. Machshma Zichram. May our limud be a schus for the hostages, the soldiers, and Kol Am Yisrael, Tanatzunim, Patzor, Shivya. Today we're doing Arukh Yoredea, Simon Kuf Tzadi Beis, Sif Aleph Teches. And getting into less obscure issues today, at least. What's the pages to turn? Kuf Tzadi Beis. Dina Chonas Isha Medicine Nase. Operations of a woman who's about to get married. Av Gosina Nido. It says himself as Nido. I'm a Rava. Rava said to Bully and Nase. They set a date to get married. He'd be spicy and she agreed. Maybe as a result of the desire to be married, she sees blood. And blood, she sees the result as desire is tame. I feel even she checked herself at the time that the wedding date was set. Mitzvah Torah, and she found herself Torah. It's not effective. Because we're afraid maybe she saw a drop of blood the size of mustard seed. She incensed it, the Nevarim got lost. There was no difference whether she's an adult or a minor who never saw neither blood previously. Like maybe the great lust of the desire aroused the uterus not at its proper time. In this respect, there's no difference between a woman who is a virgin, a woman who is a widow, a woman who is a divorcee. So not only that, even somebody who returns his divorced wife, also even if she's in days when she's considered Torah, it's not effective. Base. This is a Rabban. This is a rabbinic prohibition. I Torah feel rasa. Rises even if she saw blood, since she has no sensation, ain't it male. It's not tummy. But that in Medivir Rambam Perkid Alpha Din Yud Mashma, Zel Kom Chumras Shin Higum So Batzma. Sounds like this is part of the Chumras which Minosis Torah accepted upon themselves. Well, Chumras Rabbi Zera, they should call Tibas Dam Shimon Akin to sit on each drop of blood 7 clean days. It seems that this must be the case. In Rava Shimon Akin, this Rava said 7 clean days. If you're going to say it's before the Chumrah of Rabbi Zera, in Shimon Akim Lama, why did she need Shimon Akim? She 7 days, whether Naki or not. For Diana, the Nakanida of Logazova. Something to regard her as a Nida, not as a Zava. Ela Vazai, the Achar Chumrah Zu, he must see that after a Machmir, Rabbi Zera's Chumrah, they also Machmir this Chumrah Dam Chimur. Avalim Shalom Arkin, it's a nice svar, but you can't say that. Sharei Biyuma, Makshem is a Rav, Yuma, they asked, Yudches, asked a question, the son Rav, Ein Sham. Maybe Rav, even in the days of Rav, who was before Rabbi Zera, the Chumrah Rabbi Zera now yet become widespread. The Rav called him to Rabbi Zera, was very much before Rabbi Zera. May Rava Vare is Pashta. In the days of Rava, it certainly became widespread. The days of Rava, Rabbi Zera's Chumrah was in effect, but yeah, I'm not sure why he's bringing that down here. Anyway, but I guess we have the brackets here because this answers Kashu Madani Yontif, okay, which we haven't seen, so it's not relevant to us. Gimel, five Takana K'tum so it must have been an ancient Takana. The God Kamanos of Ram, I'm sorry, also intended Ram, you have to say the ain't Kamanos the Biacha Takana. So after they made all these Takanas together. The Lo Chash Larich wasn't concerned to expand on this. So didn't have Kamina. Because there's no Kamina. We always wait 7 clean days. Rav Shomar Shimon came. Rav said 7 clean days. Shimon the Yamav, because in his day, for an Push the Takana said the Takana Zera was widespread. But Ishmael also could take much Kasa Rash, but Perak Yud, and the Surface went down. The Chinam Shimon came, why it says 7 clean days, Shimon the Chashin, but Chol Yom Shem Terah, concerned every day that she might see. The other says she Krovel and Yisuan every day she's close to getting married. Her heart is pounding and she desires it. Tamid Chashin Shem Atireh, and was concerned that she might see Ayin Sham. The Chalkimalav she's according to those who argue them as we shall see. Let's see if you can down the hay. Now we're going to Teretz Rishon. We'll say like the first Teretz. um, that the days of Rava, the Takana of Rabbi Zera, or the Rambam didn't mean that they made all the Takanas together. Okay? Velona Alana is Matakanas. We still know the time the Takana was made. Yeshua and those say that Nitkam is Mak Zera Saksami. Some say it was made at the same time they decreed the prohibition on stains. She had Tamea Gambul Argosha. At that time they decided there should be Tuma even without sensations. It's a task. Ve'ed Armenian Zel is what the connection is. Now he has a long discussion here in the brackets. Ulanias Daiti, he said, okay, but I think near Limom Nisui Rachel Yaakov, clear from the marriage of Rachel to Yaakov, see Malesh was he said, Lavan said to Yaakov, wait, this one's weak. They're very careful about Nido. Like it says by Rachel later on, she couldn't get in front of Lavan because she was a Nida. So from the fact that he said Malesh Vazos, Yerushalmi learns that you can't get married to a second wife within the Shebrachas of the first wife. Somehow learns from another pasuk. Think about Yontif and Chasnas. So he says, okay, the Shvuzos must be Rachel's week of being of Dam Chimud. And you can't say that we can't learn from before Master Torah. Because like it says in terms of Vegas, you can't kasha with Yerushalmi Adoni. Because then the Yerushalmis will contradict each other. And Musa Talia Svara. So rather, something which is logical, Erev Simcha B'Simcha, not to mix Simcha. She leave upon it the Simcha Achas that his heart should be free for one Simcha. We made him. We do learn because of the name Moshe Sham, like Moshe wrote the Hacha Nami Musa Talia Svara. And here too is something which has to do with logic. Ta'chimu Maradam, because the desire arouses the blood. They were concerned about this. Like I wrote, V'duk. Kushiataz Matama Bruce. Sheva, question of Taz, what about Tamar with Yehuda, and Rus with Boaz, and questions with Bathsheba and David. They didn't wait 7 days. It's not difficult. They chimud below b'suin. Chimud only comes when the wedding date is set. Chimud gadol yeshla, because she has a tremendous desire. That she should be called a married woman. Which because of Chavas Das, Chavas Das writes. Shas Masha came to Vualina say, and the Shas Masha that is part of it, not just the Bia, but the Vualina say they said they to get married. There's the other many answers one could give, but the bottom line he wants to say that Malesh was could be understood to be the week of Dam Chimud for Rachel. Dav Zel Shanatur. This is the language of Torah Kasadoni of Yerush. Zal Yesod Lam Shkolim Shkosu She'ena Tzricha Lehefsek Tarav Lo B'diga Klavi Mei Aspira. For this Shimon Akim, he doesn't need Hefsek Tara nor B'dika. Lo B'tchas himself in the beginning, not the end. El Kol Shimdina Shuviyam Achar Tfilas. As long as she just waited 7 days after the demand to set the date. Harezim Mutabel Sator. She's Toivon. She's Tar. Learn here. It's not clear. Says Arukh HaShulchan. El Shetziro B'diga Klavi Mei Aspira. She has to check every day of the count. She doesn't have Siktara. Even though she didn't check on that day, when the wedding was set, Lavsik to make Siktara. She came from the next day, she was Yom in 7 days, but check every day. Ramban writes this, end quote. So it wasn't the Arukh HaShulchan said Lon Hira, it was the Torah said Lon Hira. So the language of the Torah. The Rashba and the Rav and Rasha don't require Hefsek Tara nor B'dikas. Ches, the time of Mekilin, the logic of those who lean in, Bi'aru, they explained it came with the Zu Loras or Klaus, she didn't see blood at all. Elishon Choshim Shem Rasa Machmas Chimud Neba were concerned. Maybe she saw his account of her desire and got lost. That's a very small amount of blood. By she see the time, she certainly desisted from it at the time that Shkia came around. And it's enough that you for the Yav the Skum, you're afraid that maybe she saw. The plus and that immediately afterwards the blood ceased. The lotion tests are also karav adois. And not the yishasur like a woman who definitely sees. Shemayna pasuach, who now has an open flow. Rather, this one is for sure clear of all blood because she didn't see it all. But besides, it's difficult to understand the actual takon itself. Okay, if we're concerned, because of desire, she sees blood. Even though right now she has a cheskas tara. No matter way you look whichever way you look at it. Iman means that there are chachim who rakushos so raga shagmar aluli roslo. So guys, there's the way, the manner of this desire is that at that moment when they finish deciding when the wedding is going to be, she's likely to see no longer. Every day. Why should you have siktara? Finally, if Dokas has to check herself right before nightfall. It's not for the next day. She can't shimnakim. Came she cheskastar once again. She was a cheskastar previously, but chashash u'akapam and the chashash only for one moment. V'lo yosir, not more. So it's a cheskastar with a reyes. The cheskastar with I think there's a whole show of shmites on this, but a cheskastar with the reyes is still considered to be a chazaka. Yeah, so I think it's what it was. I think it's relevant here that whole shmites. Again, if I recall correctly. About Cheskes Tara the Real. But in any event, on the other hand, say the concerns for the entire time until the chuppah, which we consider all these days, Vashos and hours, maybe we should see, no Hefsitar nor Bdika is going to work. Every moment, maybe the moment she moved her hand from the Bdika, Rosa, she saw, there ain't going to be no 7 clean days. About much must be right. We said, so Regazachim is that moment, they're not more, ain't so she doesn't require anything. In the bracket says here, Levad Mashivi Rashba, besides of that which Rashba brought Raya Migmar Sham Pasam above, me braid Ravina Barti Rav Chaviva, from the son of Ravina and the daughter of Rav Chaviva, the figure of Saso Perusho, according to the Gears and Perush, the Abbas Ada Chupa Din Zeh, the father of the girl did not throw the Chupa, this Allah Ayin Sham. I have a machras, that's not determinative. The Rosh may be Girsa Acheres, the Rosh brings another Girsa. The Nizbadul Koram Hashimakim, they came where before 7 clean days. Because the Rashba, even according to the Rashba, a Rakmash, because Mordechai Berbez is Swish, that Perish Lehefech. The Perish is the opposite. Ravina Mazar Chaviva, whatever that means, don't know exactly what it means. Ansha Marsha Maram Beduk. I don't remember quoting Marsha Maram before. Vav, the Shita is the Machmir Kenu. The Shita Machmir is like this. The Vada Yesh Chashash will cause Mancha Matirel. Certainly it's Chashash till the chuppah that she might see. Yeser she chuppah is man chuppah. The closer gets the time of chuppah, yeser liba homa mecham. The more her heart yearns and desires it. The time of chashin shematiyam, Rome was always concerned that she might see blood. Which will have some specific amount. But still, how can we be more machmir than somebody who definitely saw? That a woman definitely saw. It's enough to have a bdika every day. But by care in the morning, you wear it in the evening. If you have a b'dika achas, and it's enough with 1 b'dika or 2 or 2, kol shir nekim, all 7 clean days. Ech nachmir b'sei yosef. And we'll machmir with this case. L'chein gam hefsek tara, tzorech kara b'adois. So she also hefsek tara we can require as if she definitely saw. Then it's coming to the story you came. Some go and hold this way. El Sharosh Amar the Bezemo de la Makilim. But the Rosh says about this, he concedes to the Makilim. The Mela have a hefsek tara. That it's an automatic hefsek tara. Came in the Riyamiyatasi, since it's a mind, since she sees very little. Klomar came to the Riyamiyatasi, Vaze the hefsek tara, Ashla because she certainly blood was arrested and she's tar, even she didn't check. Rabbi say about it, Shulchan Aruch Kavod Kedas Rosh. They want to Shulchan Aruch pass the Rosh. Those because of the Chatkil Tzich B'dika Chayom, preferably she have a dik every day. Nevertheless, in Lobad Katz, she didn't check herself. Rak Pam Achas took Shiva only one time during the 7 days, starting is sufficient on Kaddish. But I feel like Machim Sim Kup Tzadivav, and even those Machim Sim Kup Tzadivav, the Gam the Evetz Rosh B'dikos said even the Evetz she requires 2 b'dikos in the Shiva Nekim. Ayin Sham, become a kong. Nevertheless, Lo Ra'u Lach Nirkan. Here they're not finding suitably Machim. And in our situation, 1 b'dika is definitely enough. Zayin. Kosav Rabbeinu Beisaysi based. He says about Shiva Sayah the 7 days morning. Mosam Ishashi Muslimechas Bedaita. We count them on the time that she relies in her understanding. Umachina Hatzmon. She starts preparing herself lechuppah. Abishis Kachadai, even though it's before Kiddushin. I Kalashona. Kosav her mother writes, "She's smachat tefillah. Some will be a sweet kachol masha efshar." Make her going to mikveh as close to her going into the chuppah as possible. The minig is for the kal to go to the mikveh Wednesday night, in other words, Tuesday night, which is Wednesday, the eve of Wednesday. Even if she's not going to have relations for Motzei Shabbos. She should not distance the going to the mikveh from the relations more than that. Being loti ba Motzei Shabbos, she's not going to be on Motzei Shabbos. Then after she goes to the mikveh, she got to check herself every day until they have relations. It's preferable. The evidence it's okay even if she only checked one time during the 7 days. I guess these 7 days even after she went to the mikveh, because that's a toy about here. But the evidence she only requires one time during 7 days after the mikveh. And the basically says Chassan has to ask the Kala before he touches her if she kept Shiva Nikim. Okay, that's a very romantic thing with which we begin a wedding. But this requires analysis. Ches, the Neidino Shiva Baby says the Divra Rashba, there is a bias. Everybody says it's based on the Rashba. Because I already wrote the Chashash Shimon and El Bishas Agmar. The Chashash Shimon is only at the time they determined the date for the wedding, no more than that. These are according to this, we to say. Even though they include the chuppah is going to be a long time for now. After 12 months. How about the chimah lawyers? Nevertheless, the chimah is that moment, no more. Consider rak ozish manakim. So then she only has to keep those days nakim. So the chuppah ain't tzarchin right before the chuppah is not required. So Kamashi okay, that's a consensus. It's not like that. Hey, I feel she toss. Even quite disappointed. Chimah loava el mishas hachana lechuppah. Chimah is only a time when she starts actually preparing for chuppah. Flow based Akbal's man rachok. Not time you're setting a long distance date. Doesn't chimah then there's no chimah because can she tas a rush. So it's according to the rush is the more maker. Neged in contradistinction to this. Kamashita Sarosh and Afghina ben Niskacha ben Niskacha also according to the rush. Then she had Kiddushin or not. Lote Mashita Sarosh Tvech then Kim Davka Achar Kiddushin. Don't think her rush requires the Shiva Kim after the Kiddushin. Then okay, that's not true. For Kosh Kiddushin Rashba, so the Rashba does not have to be after Kiddushin. And that brings us to the end of today's quota.